This is a 2017 BMW 540i, and today we are gonna review it to see whether it's still a good car in 2025 or not. This car comes with a B58 engine that is a 3-liter inline 6 turbocharged engine that makes 335 horsepower and 332 pound-feet of torque. This engine is the holy grail of BMW engine. The engine is so good that BMW is using it in a whole lot of cars. They call it the German 2JZ. It's capable of doing massive amounts of power. It is super reliable for a BMW engine, and it's so good that Toyota had to take the engine for themselves and use it in their Supra. So as of now, this car is stock and it does 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 4.9 seconds, which is, oh my God, it's M car level from a few years ago. And it has a top speed limit of 250 kilometers per hour, but this car is capable of doing a lot more than 250 kilometers per hour. In terms of mods, with a simple downpipe and tune, you can get an additional 100 horsepower on this car, which is something we are gonna do in the next video, so stay tuned for that. If you really want to go out, there are people who have made over 1,000 horsepower on this engine. If you get a big turbo for this car and a bunch of small upgrades like the high pressure fuel pump and a few more things, there are some of these cars who have actually beat stage 2 M5s on a straight line. So in terms of engine, this car absolutely gets a 9 out of 10. And it loses the 1 point because it loses to an M5. I mean, 4.4 V8 is the only car that deserves a 10 out of 10. In terms of looks, this car is absolutely beautiful. It has that timeless design that I absolutely love, with the headlights that connects to the grille. It has an M Sport body kit, 20-inch wheels, stock from BMW, which I'm not a big fan of, to be honest. Side skirts added on, spoiler added on, but this car is absolutely beautiful. I feel like this is one of the last good looking BMWs that have been made. I don't like the latest 5 Series. To be frank, as an owner of a 2023 G30 myself, I prefer the pre-facelift car, but I know a lot of you guys might not agree with me on that. So leave a comment down below and tell me, which one do you prefer, the pre-LCI or the LCI G30? This car has a 68-liter fuel tank, which is absolutely amazing for long trips. It has a 400-liter trunk volume, and it only weighs 1,795 kilograms, which is, by today's standards, I can't believe I'm saying this, but not that heavy. Now let's go ahead and sit inside the car, take a look at the interior, and take the car for a drive.
I've been on the road, I've been doing shows.
First things first, when you sit inside this car, this feels so good because you still have a proper dash. Even though it's digital, you can still have a normal RPM, you still have a normal speedo. You have your iDrive, which is less distracting than the new ones with all the screens and the big ass iPad. You still have your normal button control, so it's less distracting. Your AC and everything is controlled through buttons instead of through small screen that you would have to think about, look at it, and it is so convenient in my opinion. Its seats are so comfortable, everything is just beautiful. I love the steering wheel. Let's put this car into gear and take it for a drive. First impression, the car is beautiful, the car drives amazing. 335 horsepower on a car that weighs 1.8 tons isn't a lot of power, but it is all you need to have an amazing experience daily driving a car. Let me put this car into sports mode, sports gearbox. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
The brakes are amazing. BMW has done a fantastic job choosing the size and whatever type of brakes they wanted to choose for this car. The brakes are absolutely enough. You don't need to upgrade them. And the way the G30 handles, a lot of people would second guess choosing a 5 Series. I, as a 5 Series owner, would tell you that this car handles absolutely amazing. The way that this car handles on the highway at high speeds, I mean like German highways, because you can't go do high-speed highway driving anywhere else apparently. So in the Autobahn, the way that this car handles high speeds, it's so stable and so amazing that I actually prefer it over a 3 Series because it has a wider track, wider tires. I could do this all day. Just the sound of a BMW Inline 6 coming through the cabin is worth everything. Dare I say, I believe this car is a better deal and a better car than an M340i. I know you guys are gonna destroy me in the comments because everyone just loves the M340i, but as someone who has driven both cars, likes both cars, but it's a better chassis than the G20. It's just, I'm sorry, I had to say it. I would give it a solid 9 out of 10 for driving experience, and the only reason it loses a point is because the car is stock. So now let's go ahead and talk about some mods that you can actually do to this car, because you want me to say something that makes us all feel old?
Sure, like what?
A 2017 car is actually 8 years old right now.
Oh wow, that's deep. That makes me feel like grandpa. Damn.
Anyways, 2017 car doesn't have warranty, which means you can fuck with it. You can do whatever the you want to it, because this car doesn't have a locked ECU and doesn't have warranty and it's reliable. What better deal can you get than that? It's perfect. For the money, this is actually the best bang for your buck B58 that you can get. Supras are a lot more expensive. M340i's are a lot more expensive. Best bang for your buck G chassis, B58. So let's go ahead and talk about mods. And what better way to talk about mods than to go to Project A, the house of all mods. In terms of mods, the first mod that you can do to gain a lot of power is a catless downpipe. Then, as a preventative maintenance, you can do an aluminum charge pipe, but then you may want some more sound, some intake, some induction noises from your engine, which then would force your hands into getting a cold air intake, which all of these are just cookie cutter BMW, like you get a BMW and do these mods. B58s, when you tune them, they have some heat issues. So, in order for you to maintain your power and maintain your engine, you can go with upgraded heat exchangers, which would help with cooling. You'll get a bigger heat exchanger in the middle, and you will add 2 side heat exchangers. But then you have cooling, you have preventative maintenance, you have your downpipe, you have your intake, and you think to yourself, it is time for some more power. At this point, you're sitting maybe around 400 to 450 wheel horsepower, but then you see a shiny big ass turbo, which you could mount up top of here online, and you want to order it, and it promises you 700 wheel horsepower, and you can beat stage 2 M5s with it. So then you order the turbo. With the turbo, you need a high pressure fuel pump and a stage 3 tune. And by then, you might as well get a transmission tune as well, which sets you back quite a bit of money. It's gonna be a lot of fun. This car is rear wheel drive. They do also come in all wheel drive if you're into like those snowy countries, but I would just get a rear wheel drive if you're in a country like Malaysia. It's just hot all the time, so you can get to have some more fun with the car, feel more alive, you know? So the question is this car worth it? Absolutely, because it is the best modern BMW you can get for the money. It is a generation behind now, so it's going for a steal. It is the engine that they're still using. By the way, in the next video, I am going to compare this to that, and in the video after that, this car is getting a stage 2 tune and a downpipe at Project A. So stay tuned, subscribe, turn your notifications on. We have a lot of big plans for 2025 for myself, because as you all know, the project car is out, and when a project car leaves, another project car enters. So that is like a line.